Hello everyone, myself Navneet Kumar Singh and I am teaching you heat and mass transfer for your GATE examination. So my dear students, in this video we will be deriving a derivation for your low mean temperature difference for counter flow heat exchangers, my dear students. So in the previous video we have seen that what was the logarithmic temperature difference for your parallel flow heat exchanger, which will be used for solving number of numericals we will be solving in this particular scenario, my dear students. So now let us try to develop an equation for your counter flow heat exchanger, my dear students. Let us see. Let us see. That is LMTD log mean temperature difference for counter flow heat exchangers. Counter flow heat exchangers, my dear students. So what is the counter flow heat exchanger? You have seen when I have taken the lecture for basics, my dear students. So let us see that how we can feel. Let us take, this is your counter flow heat exchanger. And you know, in the counter flow heat exchanger, the direction of flow is different. Yes, we know. So let us take, for the counter flow heat exchanger, let us take that the cold fluid is getting in from this side. Let us take cold fluid in, that will be your TC1, my dear students. And let us take cold fluid out, and this will be your TC2, my dear students. So what I am doing is, the cold fluid is flowing in this direction. So cold fluid is flowing in this direction. Let us take like this. That cold fluid is flowing in this direction, my dear students. Cold fluid is flowing in this direction. Okay. Now let us see. The hot fluid is flowing in this direction. I am taking. The hot fluid is flowing in this direction, my dear students. In this direction. So this will be your hot fluid. So there will be hot fluid in. That will be TH1, my dear students. And there will be hot fluid out. This will be TH2, my dear students. Okay, this will be your TH2. Now let us see. The hot fluid is flowing like this, and let us take, this is X in this direction for the heat transfer. That will be, let us take, the length of heat exchanger is L. And let us draw the temperature profile for them, for both the fluids. Yes, I can have a temperature profiles for both the fluids. If X is in this direction, if let us take that is X is the length, along the length of heat exchanger. Let us take, this is your T, temperature T, my dear students. So what is happening? The cold fluid temperature will decrease along the length because it is continuously supplying heat, you have seen. So the cold fluid temperature will decrease along the length like this direction, my dear students, like this. And your cold fluid temperature, this is your TC1, and this is flowing in the counterclockwise direction. This will be your TC2, my dear students. So this will be your TH1 at that point. This will be your TH2 at that point. So this is the counter flow heat exchanger. That's why the direction is different, my dear students. The direction is different. Now let us see. So as we know, let us see. Okay. Now this is your TC2. This is, and what is happening? The heat is flowing like this. How? From hot fluid to the cold fluid. Now let us consider a small area. Let us consider a small area, my dear students. So what I am doing is I am considering a small area in this heat exchanger. Let us take a small area in this heat exchanger and let us try to develop an equation for LMTD. So along the length x in this direction, I am taking a small element dx, which is having the area dA, my dear students, which is having that area dA. So what will be the heat transfer in this? Yes, I know the heat transfer will be small dq, and okay. Now heat transfer is occurring, and what I am taking is that temperature for this temperature difference for both of them, that is delta Tm. I want to calculate for the both fluids, that is the mean logarithmic mean temperature difference. So as we know, okay, one thing is also there, that is your T, my dear students. What will be delta T1? Delta T1 will be what? Delta T1 will be TH1 minus TC2 now. TH1 minus TC2. What will be delta T2, my dear students? So delta T2 will be what? Delta T2 will be TH2 minus TC1. TH2 minus TC1. So it has been changed. And I know the temperature along the length x is decreasing for both the fluids. So temperature along the length, as we know, temperature difference between both the fluids is changing along length and also temperature for both fluids, that is temperature for both fluids, that is your TH and TC is decreasing along length x. Why it is decreasing? Because the hot fluid, you can see the temperature is decreasing along this, so temperature is decreasing from, if I am taking in this direction, similarly temperature decreasing also in this direction along the length, and we know the temperatures, and we know all temperatures. So let us try to develop a equation for LMTD, my dear students. LMTD, that is log mean temperature difference for counter flow. Now let us take, considering a small area, area dA with rate of heat transfer, what? Rate of heat transfer dq, my dear students, dq. Okay, now rate of heat transfer dq. So what will be the temperature difference for this particular element? So the temperature difference for this particular element dH minus TC will be equal to what? D of TH minus D of TC. Okay, my dear students, so this will be our first equation. So let us see. As the temperature of both the fluids is decreasing x direction, so what I can have, that dq will be given by what I can have, let us see. So the dq will be given by, that is negative of m dot h ch dth. Okay, similarly for the cold fluid, this will be dq is equal to m dot c cc dtc, and negative sign will be there because the temperature is decreasing for both, as temperature along length is decreasing, my dear students, decreasing. So I have to take the negative sign here. So I will put the values of dTH and dTc in this equation number first. So let us see what I will have. So this is d of TH minus TC is equal to dTH. The value of dTH will be what? Negative of dQ by m dot HCH negative of, again minus of, this will be dq of m dot c cc, my dear students. Okay, now let us take the negative out. What I will have, let us see. Let us take the negative out, or I will have negative of dq, negative of dq 1 upon mhch minus 1 upon m dot c c, my dear students. And for the small element dA, for small element dA, heat transfer is given by, this will be dq is equal to u dA, and this will be Th minus Tc. Why I am taking Th minus Tc? Because temperature is almost constant. Temperature is almost constant for a small area of both fluids. Both fluids, my dear students. Okay. Now let us put this value in this equation. What I will have, let us see. So this will become d of Th minus Tc is equal to minus of UdA Th minus Tc UdA Th minus Tc multiplied by 1 by m dot h Ch minus 1 by m dot c Cc, my dear students. So now let us see. I am taking this part to this side, so this will become, that implies this will become Th minus Tc divided by Th minus Tc is equal to negative of UdA multiplied by 1 upon mhch minus 1 upon m dot c Cc. So can we calculate the total heat transfer for this fluid? Yes, because the hot fluid will give its entire heat to what? Cold fluid, and it will gain its total heat. So the heat, so we can say, my dear students, let us see. So we can say heat lost by hot fluid is equal to heat picked up by or gained by cold fluid, my dear students. Okay, so how, what I can have, that will be the total heat. So heat lost by hot fluid will be equal to heat picked up by cold fluid. Why? Because it is insulated to the surrounding. So this will become what? This will become that total heat transfer Q is equal to m dot h Ch, and this will, I will not take negative confusion here. So this will be Th1 minus Th2, because Th1 is higher. Th1 minus Th2, as Th1 is greater than Th2. Again, that Q will be given by m dot h m dot c Cc Tc1 minus Tc2, but Tc1 is less. So as Tc2 is greater than Tc1, so I will take Tc2 minus Tc1, my dear students. Tc2 minus Tc1. Okay. Now let us calculate the value of 1 upon mhch. So what will be the value of 1 upon mhch? M dot hch will be equal to Th1 minus Th2 divided by Q. Simple. So this will be for cold fluid, it will be m dot c Cc is equal to Tc2 minus Tc1 divided by Q. Simple. So I will put these both values in the last equation, my dear students. That is equation number 5. Let us take equation number 5. Let us put the values. What I will have, let us see. So I will have d of Th minus Tc divided by Th minus Tc is equal to minus of U dA multiplied by 1 upon mhch, which is equal to Th1 minus Th2, and minus is there, so this will be your Tc2 minus Tc1 divided by Q, my dear students, divided by Q. I am taking this directly out. divided by Q. So let us integrate this equation. So integrating above equation, so I have to take the temperature difference from delta T1 to delta T2, my dear students, and the area will be from 0 to A. So let us differentiate this, or sorry, integrate it. What I will have, let us see. So I will have that delta T1 to delta T2. I will have that from 0 to A. So let us see what I will got is this, my dear students. This will be of ln of delta T1 minus, or we can say ln of delta T. TH minus TC क्या है? Delta T. That is delta T. So delta T of delta T1 to delta T2. This is equal to minus of U by Q, and this will become area A. dA will become A, and this will be what? TH1 minus TC2. Let us do TH1 minus TC2. So this will be TH1 minus TC2, my dear students. TH1 minus TC2. Okay, we have got this minus of I'm taking TH2 minus TC1, my dear students. TH2 minus TC1. So this will be what? This will be your delta T1. This will be your what? Delta T2, my dear students. So let us put the values. This will be delta T2 minus of ln of delta T1, and this will become minus, I will take minus inside. So this will become UA by Q, delta T2 minus delta T1. And let us calculate the total heat transfer. So what will be the total heat transfer in this case, my dear students? This will be Q. So Q will be given by, and this will become ln of delta T2 by delta T1. So Q will be given by UA delta T2 minus delta T1 divided by ln of delta T2 by delta T1, my dear students. So this will be the total heat transfer. So what I have just calculated is the total heat transfer in the counter flow heat exchanger. Now let us calculate delta Tm. So we can also write this, that Q is equal to UA delta Tm, my dear students. So here delta Tm is LMTD for counter flow heat exchanger. And this is given by delta Tm is equal to ln of delta T2 by delta T1 divided by, also sorry, this will be what? Ln of delta T2 minus delta T1 divided by ln of delta T2 by delta T1. So my dear students, you can see the log mean temperature difference formula is almost similar in both the cases, like in parallel flow and in counter flow, but the value of delta T1 and delta T2 is different. The value of delta T1 and delta T2 is different, my dear students. So what I can have that values of, in this case, values of delta T1 and delta T2 are different, and delta T1 and delta T2 is almost equal. They can be equal. Okay, there is no variation in the temperature difference along the length. Like there is less variation. I'm not telling you that there is more variation or not. So what we can conclude from here is, let us see. So my dear students, let us see. Equal, but delta T1 is given by what? This is your TC2. So delta T1 in this case is given by TH1 minus TC2, and delta T2 in this case is given by TH2 minus TC1. Okay, for the counter flow. So let us see the concluding remarks. What I can conclude is, So what I can conclude is, the equation for log mean temperature difference is almost same in both the cases, but values of delta T1 and delta T2 are different. The values of delta T1 and delta T2 are different. Okay, the values of delta T1 and delta T2 are different, my dear students. And second, in counterflow heat exchanger, second is your in counterflow heat exchanger, counterflow heat exchanger, values of delta T1 and delta T2 can be same, that is like this, my dear students. So this can be same, this can be same everywhere, that is delta T1, that is delta T2. So values of delta T1 and delta T2 can be same in the counterflow heat exchanger. So the equation will take the form of what? 0 by 0. If I will talk about delta Tm, which is delta T2 minus delta T1 0, and of delta T2 by delta T1 1, log n1 is 0, indeterminate form. So number third, we will use what? L'Hospital rule. In this case, and delta Tm will be taken as delta T1 is equal to delta T2, my dear students. Delta T2, my dear students. So number fourth, as there is decrease in temperature difference along the length of heat exchanger in parallel flow heat exchanger case, so values of delta Tm will be large, my dear students. So when value of delta Tm will be large, if this will be large, this is constant, so we can conclude A dot delta Tm is equal to constant. So if delta Tm will be large, then area will be small, so difference will be what? The values of delta Tm will be small, my dear students. So values of delta Tm will be small, because of large variation, my dear students. So what will happen? Delta Tm will be, if delta Tm will be less, then area will be what? More. So we can conclude that parallel flow heat exchangers have large area. So we can conclude parallel flow heat exchangers has large area, so they are not preferred, my dear students. And at last, if you will see the counterflow, in case of counterflow, delta Tm is large because it is almost same. So for counterflow, my dear students, heat exchanger values of delta Tm will be large, and hence area will be less. So they are preferred, my dear students. They are preferred, my dear students. Okay. So we have got something. Let us see. We have got something. Let us see what we have got. Let us see. So delta Tm for parallel will be less than delta Tm of counter, and area of parallel will be greater than what? Area of counter. So this you have to remember. There can be 1 mark question on this in your gate, my dear students. Okay. So let us see multi-tube multi-pass heat exchanger. So my dear students, let us see multi-tube multi-pass, because now we have derived the equations for LMTD for both the flows. So there can be 1 mark question on this. Let us see. Multi-tube multi-pass heat exchanger. Multi-tube multi-pass heat exchanger, my dear students. So the equation for which we have derived for delta Tm earlier will be used for double pipe heat exchangers. Double pipe heat exchangers, my dear students. That is one for cold fluid, and other for what? Other for hot fluid, my dear students. Hot fluid. Now let us see. If you will see the multi-tube, we can apply those equations in this also. So this will become, so one shell and two pass you have seen already. So one shell and 2 pass you have seen already. Let us take that is pass 1, that is pass 2, and that is your shell. That is your shell, my dear students. So that is one shell, 2 pass, one shell, 2 pass, one shell, 2 pass you have seen. Now let us see two shell, 4 pass. So this will be like this. Let us take that is your pass 1, pass 2, pass 3, pass 4, and that is your shell 2, that is your shell 1, my dear students. So shell 2, shell 1, and we have how many passes? We have 4 passes or 4 tubes there. 4 tubes there. So if there is a question they are asking on this multi-tube and multi-shell, how you will do? How you will do this question? So solving these kind of questions, they have introduced a correction factor by which you can easily calculate your delta Tm. So for this kind of questions or kind of for we can directly write for this, there will be we will introduce. So like for this kind of multi-tube or multi-pass heat exchangers, for this kind the delta Tm is modified using correction factor correction factor F, my dear students, and your delta Tm will be given by, your delta Tm in this case will be given by, your delta Tm will be given by, that is your multipass, is equal to delta Tm into F, and this is, let us take for counter flow, and the value of F will be always less than 1. Maximum cases, the value of that correction factor will be less than 1, and you can easily calculate the heat transfer by UA delta Tm multipass. Multipass, my dear students, multipass. So you can have this kind of equations, my dear students. Now let us see some special cases. Let us see some special cases in this. So let us see some special cases. So these special cases will be when heat capacities of both the fluids will be same. So when I am having some kind of cases when heat capacity of both the fluids are same, then what I will have, what is your heat capacity? First of all, understand heat capacity. Heat capacities. So heat capacities for hot fluid will be given by m dot HCH, and this will be taken as capital CH, bigger CH. Similarly, that is fluid. Similarly, for cold fluid, this will be taken as what? CC is equal to m dot CC. So when heat capacities of both the fluids is almost same, then what I will do, where this condition occurs. So this condition is generally encountered in the, so this condition is generally encountered in the regenerator of gas turbines, my dear students, regenerator of gas turbines. So let us see. So this will be encountered in regenerator of the gas turbines, my dear students. So we know that for heat transfer for both fluids in heat exchanger, that is Q gained will be equal to Q lost. Q gained will be equal to how much? This will be equal to what? Q lost, my dear students. So can I write that m dot HCH into TH1 minus TH2 is equal to m dot CC TC2 minus TC1, because the TC2 will be greater than what? TC1, my dear students. TC2 will be greater than what? TC1. Okay, let us see. Now heat capacities of both the fluids is same, so that will be your CH, TH1 minus TH2. Very good. This will be your CC, TC2 minus TC1, my dear students. So if this is same, if CH is equal to CC, then what you will have? You will have that TH1 minus TH2 will be equal to TC2 minus TC1, my dear students. So in this case, what will happen? This will be equal to TH1 minus TC2. So I am taking that TC2 this side, TH2 this side. So this will be TH1 minus TC2 is equal to TH2 minus TC1, and this will be your delta T1 is equal to delta T2, and this will be your delta Tm, my dear students. This will be your delta Tm, my dear students, in this case. Okay. So this will be the case when you are using or solving questions for the regenerator of gas turbines. So you have to directly take what? Delta Tm is equal to delta T2, my dear students. Now, if there are phase change heat exchangers, what will you do? Let us see for them. So phase change heat exchangers. Phase change heat exchangers, my dear students. So, in the case of phase change heat exchangers, what will happen? Let us see. Phase change heat exchangers. So, phase change heat exchangers, we have seen what? Like condenser, evaporators, and boilers. Condensers. So there will be your examples are condensers, boilers, and evaporators. Evaporators, my dear students. So when the phase is changing, so in this case, what will happen? I have explained it previously. So in this case, what will happen? That one fluid is undergoing a complete phase change, and other fluid is picking up heat from the hot fluid. Okay. Now let us see. So during the phase change heat exchangers, what will happen? Let us see. First of all, let us see condenser. In condenser, first phase you have seen already. So in condenser, I am not going to the details. So you know all things now. So this will be phase change from TH1 to TH2. This is your TH2. This is your TH1. And again, there will be a phase. There will be heat gained by the cold fluid. That will be your TC2. That will be your what? TC2. So I have taken that. Let us take it counter so that it will be easy. So this will be your TC1, and this will be gaining heat like this. Right? This, my dear students, this will be the case. Okay. So what will happen? What will happen in this case? When the hot fluid is undergoing temperature change, then what will happen? There will be something. If I will take, first of all, let us say I will take the case of parallel, so that you will not have any confusion, and then I will take the case of counter. So in parallel flow heat exchanger, what will be there? The direction of flow will be same. Direction of flow will be same. So like this will be TC2, this will be your TC1, and direction will be same, my dear students. Direction will be same. And if I will take the counter flow heat exchanger, what will be there? Let us see. In the counter flow heat exchanger, so that is, let us say, your T, that is your X, length of this, and one fluid is undergoing temperature change, that is TH1, TH2 in this direction, and the other fluid will go temperature change in this direction. So this will be the temperature from TC1 to TC2, my dear students. If this is your counter flow, this will be your counter flow. So like this, there will be some heat transfer, my dear students, for the phase change. And generally, you know, phase change heat exchangers lost heat of latent heat, so gives up latent heats, gives up latent heat to cold fluids, my dear students, cold fluids. So in this case, if you will see, there will be something like delta Tm will be what? TH1 minus TC2 is equal to TH2 minus TC1, my dear students. This will be the change of temperatures along the length. Okay, but TH1 and TH2 are similar. TH1 and TH2 are similar. You can know TH1 and TH2 are similar. These both are similar. These both are similar. So what you will do? If these both are similar, let us change them. So the delta Tm will become equal to. So delta Tm will become equal to. I am taking that TC2 this side, and I am taking that TH1 this side. TH1 this side. So this will become what? So this must be like change in temperature of this TH1 or TH2 is equal to, okay, we have taken TC1 here. Good. So TH1 minus TC1 and TH2 minus TC2 will not be same in this case. Will not be same in this case. So what we should do then? So this will become TH1 minus delta Tm will be equal to this only. No, this will not be delta Tm because this is a phase change heat exchanger. So what it will become? Let us see. So this will become TH1 minus TC2 is equal to, if I will take this to this side, so let us take this TH1 this side, but this will become what? This will become positive or negative. Let us take TH2 this side. So TH1 minus, this is TH1. Let us see first. It will be your TH1 delta T1 will be equal to TH1 minus TC1, okay, and delta T2 will be equal to TH2 minus TC2. Very good. So what I can have from this equation, this will become TH1 minus TC2. But if I will take this side, this will become plus, my dear students. Let us take TH2 this side, then this will become negative. So how we can equate them? So we cannot equate them until we will not put the heat transfer capacities. We have not taken the heat transfer capacities. So this will be equal to what? If you are following the heat transfer capacities, this will be heat lost by this fluid, but that is latent heat. This is TC1. So this will be, let us see. So in this case, my dear students, what will be delta Tm? Let us see. So delta Tm will be, delta Tm in this case will be same. Why? Let us see now. This will be delta T1 is equal to delta T2. Why? Let us see. This is your TH1 minus TC1 is equal to TH2 minus TC2, and we know that TH1 is equal to TH2. TH1 is equal to TH2, so we can directly write for this parallel case. This parallel case I can write TH2 minus TC1 because TH1 is equal to TH2 is equal to TH1 minus TC2, my dear students. Okay, and TH2 minus TC1 is for counter flow, that is delta Tm counter, okay. Now if you will see in this case, TH1 minus TC2, TH1 minus TC2 and TH2 minus TC1 in this case. So what we can conclude? We can conclude that for phase change heat exchangers, value of delta Tm will be same. If that is your delta Tm for counter, that is your delta Tm parallel, my dear students. So this is for your condenser. If we will see for evaporator, then let us see for evaporator. So let us see for evaporators, my dear students, and that is important for your gate. That's why I am taking it in last. Okay. Now, my dear students, let us see for evaporators. So what will be the phase change? These are like phase change heat exchangers. These are phase change heat exchangers. So this will become what? Let us see. So let us start from here. So if there is a phase change heat exchangers, let us see second for counter flow. For counter flow, my dear students, counter flow evaporator. If there is a counter flow evaporator, my dear students, so can we plot the temperature profiles of both the fluids? That is your T here, that is your X along the length of evaporator. Okay, now this will become what? Let us see. So as this is evaporator, so phase change heat exchanger it is. Okay, now here cold fluid will undergo temperature, no, undergo phase change, my dear students, phase change. So this will become cold fluid will undergo phase change. So let us take this is your cold fluid. Let us take this is your cold fluid, my dear students. That is entering, I am talking about a counter flow. This will be your TC1 this side, this will be your TC2 this side, and let us see that is your hot fluid. In this direction, this is your TH2, this is your TH1. So what will be delta T1? What will be delta T1, my dear students? Delta T1 will be equal to TH1 minus TC2, and delta T2 will be equal to TH2 minus TC1, my dear students. TH2 minus TC1. So let us see for the first case, which is your parallel flow evaporator. So in evaporator, the cold fluid is undergoing phase change. Let us see. So in the evaporator, cold fluid is undergoing temperature change, and this is X. So let us see. Again I have this. Okay. This is your TC1. In this, this will be your TC2, and this will be your TC1, my dear students. Okay. This will be your TC1 this side and TC2 this side. Okay. Now let us see. What will be for hot fluid? For hot fluid, this is a parallel case. Let us make it. So this will be something like this. This is your TH2, this is your TH1, my dear students. So that will be delta T1 is equal to TH1 minus TC1. This will be your delta T2. This will be your delta T2, my dear students, and this will be given by TH2 minus TC2. So I can have that delta Tm in this case will be given by because this is a phase change heat exchanger. So I can take the delta Tm to be like what? Delta T1 is equal to delta T2. So this will be what? TH1 minus TC1 is equal to TH2 minus TC2, and I know that TC1 is equal to TC2. So this can be also written as that is delta Tm parallel. So this is nothing but equal to TH1 minus TC1 is equal to TH2 minus TC2, or I can also write this delta Tm parallel can be written as TH1 minus TC2 is equal to TH2 minus TC1. Yes or no? So but what is TH1 minus TC2? This is TH1 minus TC2. This is TH2 minus TC1. So what I can have, let us see, this will be your delta Tm counter. So I can conclude for the phase change heat exchangers, again for phase change heat exchangers, values of delta Tm will be same when heat capacities are same. So hope you have enjoyed the heat exchangers till now. Let us try to develop some equations, more equations, and I hope the concepts are crystal clear. Just do the hard work day by day, my dear students. You will surely achieve a good rank in your GATE.